A flick of grey braid, the faint click of polished cavalry heels on marble, and Princess Anne swept through Rotherham's modest civic hall with the composure of a field marshal surveying trenches. Cameras flashed, she neither flinched nor smiled. It was Citizens Advice's 60-year anniversary, yet the question swirling through every lens had nothing to do with charity law. Reporters wanted blood specifically, royal blood still simmering from a wound first opened in Montecito and salted by 5 years of memoirs, podcasts, and primetime confessions. They craned for a hint, a pursed lip, a clipped syllable, a flash of equestrian steel in the princess's eye. They got nothing. And silence rang louder than thunder. Behind that silence, palace walls throbbed. Courtiers whispered that Her Highness, paragon of duty, clocking more engagements than half the working family combined, has privately declared Prince Harry beyond the pale. Betrayal, that was the word hissing through the Privy Purse corridors. Not merely of family but of the monarchy, and has served from the saddle since before colour television. And if the king imagines a televised hug circle will patch the rupture, insiders say his sister will park both feet on the brake. King Charles III, newly wizened by chemo yet still clinging to dreams of reconciliation, is torn. At Birkhall he reads briefing memos by fireside glow, daughter in exile Lilibet turned 3, Sussex Netflix slate wobbling, Montecito whispers of rebrand fatigue. The king's blue ink notes sprout hopeful arrows, low-key Sandringham meet, private chapel service invite. Then comes Anne's margin comment in blunt pencil, trust earned, not begged. Weeks earlier, a covert peace summit flickered alive in a London club so discreet even the valet wore conspiratorial gloom. 2 Sussex fixers slid into a pinstriped banquette opposite a Buckingham official carrying a folder thick with non-negotiables, no cameras, no spontaneous TikTok confessions, no memoir sequel till 2035. Paparazzi caught a blurry frame through frosted glass, tabloids splashed thaw. Yet the ink was still wet when Princess Anne's private secretary telephoned Clarence House. Her Royal Highness would not be facilitating optics, nor would she attend any olive branch dinners while cancer clouds hung over both crown and future queen. Message received, the Princess Royal is no prop in a California redemption arc. Why so granite? To understand Anne's fury, rewind to January 2020. Sandringham Summit. While Charles and William scrambled to quarantine monarchy from Sussex fallout, and stayed silent beside a window, watching pheasants scatter. Those present recall the single phrase she spoke after the Duke's exit plan unfurled across the table: if duty bends, legacy snaps. 4 years and 1,000 clickbait headlines later, she believes the snap echoes still. Spare, Spotify, Oprah, all, to her mind, hammer blows. She will not forget, nor forgive, until apology looks like sweat not soundbite. And yet, blood is blood. Charles still pictures his son striding Balmoral lawns, laughing with Diana's sisters under Highland sun. The Spencer contingent, Lady Sarah and Lady Jane, plus the eloquent Earl, keep channels warm, hosting Sussexes in sleepy Northamptonshire drawing rooms far from helicopter pads. Harry clings to that anchor, a lineage outside Windsor yet genetically royal. Charles sees hope in it, and sees leverage squandered. Inside Kensington Palace, William watches the chessboard with colder eyes. For months rumors swirl, when he ascends he will trim titles faster than his father trimmed budgets, and the Sussex peerage could be first to fall. Friends whisper the prince doubts any détente will outlive Charles's reign. If Anne remains flint, William may become diamond. Those theorists cite recent staff briefings. The Wales household will protect brand integrity above nostalgia. Translation: Harry's seat at the Coronation +1 picnic is far from guaranteed. The tension plays out against grimmer realities. Catherine battles her own tumours, Charles endures fortnightly 4 drips. Mortality sharpens every family dinner. What story will history read, a dynasty stitched by humility, or a tapestry ripped by competing memoir franchises? And argues humility starts with silence, and Harry torched that bridge. William, juggling heir anxiety and fatherly duty, wonders if his children will ever know an uncle beyond pixelated screens. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla glides through cancer-shadowed corridors, schedule uncannily full. She opens art exhibitions, reads to hospice children, hosts state visitors beneath chandeliers whose crystal still remembers her mother-in-law's laughter. Royal watchers note the unspoken comparison, Camilla steady, Harry absent. Tabloids spin it into morality tale, supportive wife vs runaway prince. In private, Camilla simply obeys her brief, keep monarchy visible while chiefs heal. Amid this swirl, Harry reportedly seeks solace in unexpected company, ex-forces pals, digital media magnates, and yes, Spencer relatives who evoke Diana's unfiltered warmth. Insiders hint at hush-hush meetings in Oxfordshire farmhouses, strategy sessions on philanthropic ventures untainted by royal purse strings. Rebrand 3.0, cynics snort. And, hearing of new alliances, remains unmoved. To her, public service is measured in muddy boots, not merchandise. Then come the numbers, grim diary stats from the court circular. In the quarter just ended, Princess Anne completed 114 engagements despite a cracked rib from a horse stumble. That equals the combined tally of 3 junior royals, none named Harry. The calculus fuels her ire. She shoulders investitures even though William lives minutes from Windsor's West Gate. She pins medals onto veterans who survived Helmand while the prince once dubbed Captain Wales now curates docuseries in Montecito sunlight. When aides gently suggest shuffling some investiture load to Kensington, and lifts an ironic brow, I thought America offered sun-soaked opportunity. Harry's defenders counter that mental health matters, that Anne's generation equates stoicism with sainthood, ignoring emotional fallout. They recall her famously curt nay, turnip reply when asked to cry on camera after Diana's death. They argue monarchy must modernize, and Harry merely ripped bandages off festering traditions. But monarchy is ecosystem. Remove one veteran oak and younger saplings feel the gale. And sees erosion where others see evolution. Now storm Floris batters Balmoral, castle tours cancelled. Charles watches pine limbs whip the windows and wonders whether family storms can be deflected as easily as tourists. He dreams of a Christmas tableau, Harry kneeling beside Georgia's Lego fortress, and pouring mulled wine without frost in her eyes. Yet the wine would chill at first sip if unscripted memoir chapters lurk on backup drives. And insists any peace accord hinges on actionable vows, not photo-op smiles. In London, spin doctors test scenarios. Could Harry attend next spring's Trooping the Colour as private citizen in spectator box? Could and stomach his salute if he parades in civilian suit? One advisor suggests joint veterans outreach, Sussex Foundation meeting Princess Royal's St. John Ambulance volunteers. That paper remains in draft after Anne's secretary scrawls credibility risk. Amid stalemate, the new year looms. Will 2026 dawn with cancer remissions and televised forgiveness, or will hospital corridors echo with unspoken regrets? If Charles's treatments falter, Regency triggers, William's spine, once doubted, will shine steel. Sources say the prince will prioritize wife and crown over sibling nostalgia. In that future, Anne may stand guard, keeper of standards, enforcer of earned return. Harry's path home would narrow to a needle's eye. For now, Princess Anne pins another medal, offers brisk thanks, and steps into the waiting Range Rover. Inside, aides hazard a question about Rotherham's warm reception. She shrugs, gazes at passing rooftops, and finally speaks. Service isn't popularity, it's practice. Her tone is mild, yet every syllable clangs like a sword dropped onto stone. And so the modern monarchy advances, one silent, stubborn princess at its prow, one exiled duke charting Californian currents, a weary king praying both remember the vessel matters more than their feud. Between them stands William, measuring each gust, balancing blood, crown, and the clock ticking inexorably toward his rule. Where does your sympathy lie, loyal watchers? With Anne's iron creed or Harry's plea for empathy? Does forgiveness require confession, or can family stitch over fractures with time alone? Tell us below, your verdicts intrigue the palace more than you guess. While you debate, smash that like, subscribe for the next clandestine briefing, and ring the bell so our whispers reach you before the tabloids twist them. Because somewhere in Scotland a storm rattles stained glass, but inside Windsor hearts thunder louder, and unlike weather, royal tempests don't pass without choice. Choose wisely, Windsors. Memory is long, and history loves a silent wrath almost as much as it loves a public reconciliation.